Whoops.
Whoops.
Yep, I accidentally clicked the
didn't.
wrong button.
Nope, you totally didn't. We're totally good. Anyway, red guy, he's a Protoss down on the bottom left. It's MVP.Lure again. He's already got 1 win for his team MVP. And up in the top right, we have the newcomer for Karont3 Esports Club. It is LOL versus XD, which I have to say is a very unique name.
It's not even like an actual word. It's just like a statement.
That's right.
Or like it's a theoretical battle of LOL versus XD.
I wonder if they call him like LOLvers or LOLV.
Oh, we just call him LOL usually. LOL. But
that would mean that LOL won versus XD.
You know what?
What if XD won?
I don't know. I miss our production director. I wish he wasn't at Comic-Con.
It's
I
too
wouldn't
bad,
have to worry
man.
about all these buttons.
He's never coming back.
I know. Oh, man, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, MVP.Lure proxying a gateway
Gutsy.
in PVZ. Interesting. This is a little bit crazy. The nice thing, though, is that unless LOL is really on the lookout for pylons in the proper spot, he's going to maybe think it's a Nexus first. Although if you don't see that pylon here at the ramp, if I was a Zerg, I would get pretty suspicious here. But oftentimes, you don't really drone scout in this matchup. You just send your overlords, and you just kind of assume everything's going to be good.
Does he see it already?
It's going to be close.
Yeah, he sees it already.
Oh, wow, he does.
So the flaw here, obviously, is that Zerg players will bring an overlord over their natural to watch for that pylon block anyway.
Usually, yeah, but it's generally back here.
This overlord just, took a little extra stroll.
This is an interesting idea by Lure. I wonder, just how aggressive he wants to be with this. I mean, obviously, he's going to go ahead and make a couple Zealots, but it looks like he's going to, he's just going to go ahead and expand normally out of this. So this is something that we haven't really seen before in Protoss versus
going
Zerg.
Up already. Queen going up already. No Lings. Doesn't need the Lings. He knows that they'll be ineffectual out in the field, so he gets the other 2 more important things started first.
So I feel like this is just to kind of slow down LOL versus XD.
Yeah,
because
it does.
Here's the logic behind this. Here's why MVP.Lure didn't bother to hide it. I think I get this now. Basically, what do Zerg players like to do every ZVP right now?
They build some Lings and wait for that pylon block.
Wrong. That's not what they do.
They always wait for the pylon block.
That's not. Most Zergs will try to go for 3 hatches right away, and they'll go ahead and take their second hatchery at their 3rd base location if the natural is blocked. So the pylon blocking isn't really as much of a factor anymore. There are Zerg players that choose to make a couple Lings first and then make sure to expand at the natural above all else.
Maybe it's just foreigner Zergs. I haven't seen much GSL Zerg action.
Oh,
lately,
okay,
but I know Rhett will always do that. Stefano does it a lot.
Next Life always does it, yeah. So there are some Zergs to do that. But basically what this does, what Lure's trying to do here, is just really slow down that 3rd hatchery. And I don't know if it's going to work terribly well. I mean, he's got
a nice counter already.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Lings in his base. There's no pylon. There's no cannon. So Lure's actually going to have to really kind of micro and lose a lot of mining time with these probes here.
Chomp away. That's all you're built for.
Chomp. Oh, don't want to get surrounded. There is a Zealot there. He had to run all the way back from the other gateway. So that's going to be defendable. But, this definitely didn't work out from Lure. I see what he was trying to go for.
Well, and he's still and everything.
Well, he's still, but the thing is he wants to get that 3rd hatch down really quickly, and he's going to have that a little bit later now. But I don't think it's going to really matter that much because Lure's going to be kind of slowed down as well because he spent all this time making a pylon and a gateway. So
and, that gateway and pylon are both basically forfeit. At this point.
Exactly. Yep, he's going to have to remake a gateway if he ever wants to do something like, make a cybernetics core later in this game. That might be something that he's interested in getting, unless he's going to do it now. Yeah. He should do it now if he's going to do it at all.
Get that wall off started a little bit more sturdy and avoid that blockage later. There's a cybernetics core. Okay.
Okay, yeah, and there's that gateway as well.
Let's look at his natural. Looks like some Zealots are actually trying to do some work, but obviously
they actually did.
There.
They did a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, but basically LOL versus XD was like, I know that you're never going to get enough there to kill this hatch, so I'm just going to build it anyway. And now, like we said earlier, Gateway's going to be forfeit. Cybernetics Core is only halfway done. Warp Gate's obviously not an option, so...
The nice thing for Lure is that he has prevented LOL versus XD from going for that fast 3 hatch, no gas. Got him to take a gas initially, but with the amount that all this was slowed down, I feel like Lure didn't really gain anything from it,
Right.
I feel like you would follow this up with a strong 2-base push, but Yeah, I don't know. I just have my doubts whether or not Lure's going to be able to use anything with this. He still did get his Cyber Core out at about the normal timing. I think that's the biggest deal, but his gases were a little bit later, so he's not going to be able to get Warp Gate Research or +1 as quickly. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit awkward. If he gets +1 first, I think we're going to see him go for some sort of 2-base all-in. If he gets Warp Gate Research, it's probably going to be something a little bit different. But who knows? Maybe he'll just go into Airplay or something absolutely crazy like that.
Well, I think
deciding to go for a Sentry first.
LolV, as I'm going to call him affectionately now, LolV responded to that basically as well as he could have. He saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Lure, you say he placed it intentionally to be seen, but
I feel like he didn't really try too hard to hide it.
He didn't try very hard, that's true, but I don't know if it was intentional still. So
I would hope it would be, otherwise it's just bad.
LolV saw it, reacted just fine, 1 Spinecrawler, 1 Queen, sent the Lings to Lure's base because he said, all right, your gateway's here, Zealots are not going to be protecting your probes. He knows that a Forge would have been up likely, but maybe not even a cannon yet. So the timings were all just fine for him to run back all the way across the base, to the other base, I mean.
Pretty much.
And now Lure is down in supply by 17. He's got 3 gateways on the way.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of gateways on the way. That'll put him up at 5.
+1.
And +1 weapons.
Yep.
But the lair's already halfway done for LOL.
Yeah, he's gone for a very, very quick lair. And is he going to take his 4th gas? No, Evo Chamber as well. So we'll have to see what he decides to do with this. He did also get his 3rd base up throughout all of this as well. Roach Warren on the way, indeed. So trying to move into a more standard Zerg versus Protoss strategy, and we'll see if he can hold it or not. I feel like if he gets Roach speed fairly quickly with this, he'll be in a pretty good spot to do that.
I imagine +1 range and Roach speed will just come up as soon as they're able to, and he's just going to devote every larva because he's got some money banked up. He's got not a ton of extractors going right now. Doesn't need that much to just sink it all into roaches, but we'll see what he's planning as soon as that thing gets done. There's the range attack upgrade right now.
Yep, exactly. And he did wait a long, long time, too, to get Zergling's speed as well, which is kind of interesting. Oh, Zerglings moving out on the map. If they had speed, they might have been able to pick off some of these units here. But as it is, it looks like LOL vs. XD. Wow, he's actually going for it. He might be able to catch a sentry here. Oh, so close. Looks like he's going to settle for one of the Zealots and lose a lot of his Lings. But yeah, you can just see that Lure is going to have a little bit of a tough time moving out on the map much past this, and he's actually hiding some Stalkers. Interesting, he hid those Stalkers during that fight. He doesn't want LOL vs. XD to know that this attack is coming, but there's already 12 Roaches on the way. +1 is on the way. 17, yeah. So if they all get there in time.
He's going to Twilight Council now, too, so he's going to be gunning it for Blink and potentially DTs. Do you think he's far enough behind that he might consider DTs?
Probably not, but he is going to go for Blink Observer, which is something that's kind of nice to do. Yeah. He could decide to go for, Templar Archives or Robotics Bay as well. And look at this. No Blink for Lure, yeah.
He's going to just move up, pick off that probe, pick off Stalkers. Lings coming in behind to slow them even more. Slow that retreat. Are the Roaches going to be able to catch him? Scuttle away. No.
It was
not
close.
Going to catch him. The Roach speed isn't done yet, sadly.
A lot more reinforcements here. 10 more Roaches on the way. Roach speed and Zergling speed almost ready to get done here. This pylon, absolutely forfeit.
It's going to die.
Let's see. So there are 47 probes made by Lure right now. And he's actually not making any more. I feel like he wants to end the game right now because he feels he is a little bit behind, but he may want to wait until +1 armor finishes and Blink gets a little bit closer to done.
Yeah. But he is down 60 supply. That is not a number you want to be down by. There's 7 Roaches in production, 10 Lings, so some of that production is, or some of that supply is tied up in production already. But he is working on those rocks already.
Oh yeah,
opening
double
up that
rainbow
ramp
all the way.
Aw, he's so cute.
It was almost a triple rainbow.
All right, LolV, what can you do? You've got speed on your Lings and Roaches now. Can you hit that sweet spot on this wall and break your way in?
Oh, the sweet spot means no +2, it looks like, for our Protoss player. These Roaches are just absolutely hammering the front of MVP.Lure. Does he have enough to defend? Here comes some more Zerglings.
Oh, and a lot more Roaches.
Wow,
Man, he is just pummeling the front here. Cybernex Core is going to go down. No more Stalkers can be warped in, even though Blink is about to finish. Man, that's actually really harsh for Lure. His wall is no longer there. He's going to have to depend on force fields. I don't even see any sentries there, so he can't depend on force fields. Cybernex Core is dead now, so this is all he's got. He can only warp in Zealots. to try and defend against this huge number of roaches. This looks really scary.
Yeah,
There's one
no.
Immortal on the way, though.
Lal did something really subtle there. He moved up just enough to try to pull his ults away to take out as many of those as he could before the Lings came in. Lings in the middle of the protective roach ball, but here they come out to do lots of damage, and yeah, Lure's just going to get completely overrun here, I think.
Yeah, he could
Not
focus
looking
this
good.
pylon and keep the Immortal from coming out. The Immortal does come out, but it's way far away from where it needs to be,
Yeah.
and they're just units streaming across the map now. Tons of green dots in the form of Zerglings and Roaches coming along to join their brothers here in battle, and the Immortal is down.
GG.
No way he's going to be able to do anything else. There's GG.
Wow.
And Volverse XP takes a game for Karont3.
No kidding. So I bet some people at the start when I accidentally hit the winner screen for MVP were like, oh, well, now it's spoiled.